I'm Linda Young from Supermicro. Today, I have two colleagues who I work closely and respectfully with me today. Before we dive into the interview questions, why don't you two give us our audience a brief self-intro?
Great. Ted, you want to go first?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, Kris Tsao. I'm from Micas. I support Supermicro and AMD driving the success of the ecosystem partnership.
Linda, of course, we know each other. My name is Ted Marena. I work at AMD in business development function for Instinct GPUs, working with Supermicro and other partners like Micas. So really happy to be here.
Awesome. So first of all, welcome. And then it's a pleasure to have both of you here. We're in the most exciting time of the AI infrastructure era. Both of you actually work on the AI infrastructure together with Supermicro. If you can share with the audience some of your key focus area in terms of the last 2 years, what you have been focusing on.
Yeah, I think I'll go first, Ted. And I think that's a great question, Linda. So if you see that around a year ago, right, 12 months back, everybody asked like, how many GPU I can get from Ted? But today, right, people are asking about how many GPU we can host, right? So power become a big constraint in our industry, right? We see that a power constraint not only apply to the compute, but also for the networking as well. This is why Micas, we actually invest the network infrastructure focusing on the lower latency and drastically improve the power consumption for up to 65% with our co-packaged optics technologies.
Wow, 65% is a lot, especially if you amplify that in the data center context. It's a huge saving and efficiency improvement. Huge optimization there for sure in terms of the networking world of the cluster level of data center infrastructure. Now, Ted, back to you about the power constraint. I know AMD has been delivered the most advanced, most performant silicons along the way, but then power today becomes a huge challenge across the industry. What's your take there?
Yeah, power is the biggest challenge right now. And what we have seen, obviously, is that every generation of GPUs has continued to increase the amount of power that it's drawing from 500 or so watts per GPU just 3 years ago. With Helios, our latest architecture, that's now at 2,500 watts, right? Which is just staggering. We're doing that. Like people might be asking, well, why does a company like AMD do it? We're doing it because the market demands more compute, and we want to deliver that. But every generation, even though we're delivering more compute, it's also more compute per watt. So there's more efficiency that is actually gained. And so the other trend I think that's kind of key, that's driving everybody to go to liquid cool, is that we've gone from a GPU to like a server with 8 GPUs to racks, and now obviously the interconnection with the rack, where it's not just within the rack all that communication, but outside rack to rack, and all the networking, everything similar to what Kris talked about. So that's like all of this increased power has really driven the entire market to liquid cooled, and that is because you get more efficiency when you're cooling it that way.
Very true. So now, since you mentioned cluster, actually I want to hear both of your perspective as to at the cluster level, what are some of the optimization both companies have been developing? What are some of the things you think the audience has to consider when they think about the cluster level deployment for the AI infrastructure?
Yeah, we see that a lot of the, especially data center, not only the neo cloud hyperscaler, right? When they first want to adopt a new technology, deployment cycle is always one of the challenge, right? When you're trying to, like what Supermicro does, right? Put all the different latest and greatest technology into a cluster level scaling. What that means is all the new different transceivers, new different cables, all the different new technology from 800G to 1.6T.
Yeah.
All the variety of the component need to be tested and validated, right? So from Micas perspective, we see that removing the transceiver from the switch side actually not only drastically lower down the power, but also improve the operation excellency tremendously, right? So think about a 128 port switch. If you take that transceiver out from the data center, you lost you actually do not need to worry about the replacement of the transceiver, also improved at deployment time.
Yes.
So this actually strengthen all the data centers, or especially from the neocloud perspective. The faster they can provide that AI infrastructure cluster online, the faster they can turn that into the economic driving machine.
Yeah, and I think just to kind of build on this, so AMD had created these AI platforms with Supermicro, and Micas switches are part of it. So we have what I like to call t-shirt sizes, right? Where it's like a pod size of 8 GPU servers or 64, 256, et cetera. And working with you, Linda, and the rest of the team, we have created literally a one-line item number that someone can order, get 64 GPUs, the switches that they need, transceiver, all the cables, etc.
Yeah.
And it just allows the deployment to go as quickly as possible.
Indeed, I want to echo what both of you just mentioned. Indeed, today AI is hot, but then not every company is ready or has the expertise to know what to order, what to deploy, and then how to run them. Now, we create this one single SKU, allow customer to order with one click. Then it's pre-configured, pre-tested, pre-sized for their various workload. I think we are trying to make our customers' life a lot more easier and be able to adopt AI a lot faster.
Absolutely. We also see that not only the data center or neocloud begin to enjoy this single SKU to click to deploy, right?
Right.
We also see a tremendous growth from the enterprise segment.
Sure.
Not only from the traditional enterprise want to build their own maybe small scale AI infrastructures, or focus on CPU-based agentic AI data centers, right? I think this all drive into what Supermicro, AMD, and Micas been doing together, right? Provide that single click to deploy.
I love the term click to deploy.
Yes.
Now, AI has been moving so fast. What do you consider will be a good approach for the industry to work together to actually ride the AI wave?
Yeah, so I guess I'll take that one. Kris, you can certainly add on. I mean, from AMD, we have always from the beginning had a very open approach. So open in terms of open standards, really pushing and driving Ethernet. That's why we work with partners like Micas, with Supermicro as well.
Indeed.
And then also the software side, right? So AMD's ROCm stack is completely upstreamed for all the popular frameworks, and that allows a lot more innovation and contributions from various partners. And I know that like the average engineer has no idea of like what it takes to make the cluster work. And I remember learning at one point, just to sort of kind of share, it's not just the firmware of the GPU, the firmware of the CPU, the entire cluster has firmware, the NIC that connects has firmware, the switch has to have the right firmware, like all these pieces have to come together to really make this performant. And that's like really key with an open ecosystem. You get choice, but it's also really important to have validated solutions, and that's what is great about what we're providing.
Yeah, we actually see the same thing happening in the industry, right? So think about 10 years ago, right? With proprietary compute architectures, right? And this is how Supermicro as an open architecture plus AMD has been growing tremendously over the decades. Look at Micas today, right? We see the same. Proprietary networking is great, but if you look at today's AI cluster workload, right? Customer doesn't really need that much deeper management feature from the traditional proprietary switch or maybe networking operating system.
True.
As of today, right, Micas, we are the top 10 open source Sony community contributors.
Wow, that's
that give
awesome.
us a strong advantage to serve what exactly customer need, from not providing the entire stack of the software feature for network customer does not need, but instead we can custom made different carve out the specific AI features such as Rocky V2, integrate with Supermicro and AMD to take this open source solution to the market and serve the customers.
Yeah, indeed. I still remember talking about open source. You use the analogy of the Linux Foundation or Linux community. When it started, it was very small, but then over the time, the whole community contribute and actually make it one of the best operating system in the industry itself. Actually, that itself move the industry big time. So before we let you go, I do have actually two questions, not one. Let's say 3 to 5 years down the road, what do you see the industry is heading and where you are going to play there?
Well, I guess probably Ted knows this better from the main driver of industry, right?
So we've gone through this transition where we were typing in commands and getting a response in that type of environment. It seems like so long ago, but it was literally like 2 years ago. GPUs were very dominant. We had this ratio of roughly 4 GPUs to 1. Over the last several months, now all of a sudden agentic is becoming enormously popular and implemented, and that is causing more CPUs to be needed, CPUs to access storage and data in all kinds of different places. So the ratio is moving from 4 to 1 GPU to 1 to 1 GPU to CPU.
Wow.
And I think as we move forward, you kind of you'll start seeing that trend. And then after that, as things really start to mature, you'll start seeing more specialized architectures. I can see the day very soon where you'll have a GPU rack, a CPU rack, perhaps a custom accelerator rack, right? And those things will all need to be networked, and the software, will have to get to the point where it's intelligent to do the distribution.
Very true.
Yeah, from networking perspective, we see that this new standard, right, what we call package optics, right? You will also see and hear different terms from industry, LPO, MPO, right? I feel the entire industry is moving to a new direction of the network architecture. The goal is the same, right? Less layer, more efficiency, lower latency,
Right.
improve the performance of the entire AI infrastructure. And I think that's what we see going to happen very, very soon in the industry.
That's exciting to hear. If you want your audience to remember one thing from this session, what that be?
Just buy AMD Instinct.
How about you?
I love that. Hey, embrace open source. Don't need to get proprietary switching technology anymore.
I love that. But then one thing I definitely want to steal your word is click to deploy, that
Yes,
one skill.
click to deploy.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for being here with me.
Thanks, Linda.
Thank
It's
you,
great
Linda.
to be here.
Yes.